Hey everybody, Michael here from Replica Airguns with this big, huge .68 caliber paintball shotgun from Umarex or T4E, depends on, Umarex is the distributor and T4E is the manufacturer. Anyways, it's the HDX. I've got a bunch of rubber balls loaded up in here because we are in the sea can and I'm not going to be using paintballs, but we're going to test out velocity right now and we're going to test out accuracy. None of these paintball guns are super accurate, but you're generally shooting at least for this type of reason. For this could be considered, a less lethal defense weapon. Not as much something you'd use on the field, but you could, right? You could use it for practical, a lot of different things. Now these rubber balls are actually rubber, so they're squishy. They're not like a hard plastic. So I don't know exactly how they're going to perform in terms of accuracy. They're probably going to move around a little bit because they're kind of light. Wouldn't mind a little heavier version of something, maybe more of a plasticky or harder rubber. They're kind of a soft rubber, but it's all I got right now. So we're going to put some rounds to the chronograph and we got to first puncture this. It sounded like it worked. Yep. And this little guy here pops up. So basically when that's down, it means the CO2 is inactive. So you put two CO2s in here and it's ready to go, but they're not punctured. You give this little guy right here a whack and all of a sudden, Bob's your uncle, this pops up. CO2 has been pierced. You're ready to go. You got fresh CO2 that hasn't leaked out on you. So that's a good thing. Check out my tabletop video for more information on the gun itself. But let's put a couple rounds through and see what we get here. 206. 210. Hitting hard. They are really smacking. 203. And the target fell off. Gives you an idea how hard they're hitting. That might come back. We'll wrap that up. I'm not sure how many I got in here. I loaded it up as many as I could. It's a 16-shot round magazine. I think that was 5 or 6 rounds. So what we'll do is we'll just leave the rest in it for the actual shooting or the accuracy portion and see what we can get. Hopefully we can get the kind of readings on here. Because what I might do is just put the paper on there in a way that basically the rubber balls will just kind of go through it, so we can maybe get a more better idea of what the accuracy is going to be like. I kind of think it's going to tear up the sheet a little bit and make it hard to see, but if we're hitting that paper target, it's basically a printed sheet, 8x10 or 8x11, so it'll give you an idea of the accuracy from 30 feet out. So let's do that now. I have got my paper target set up 30 feet down range. Let's get right to it. Hopefully it doesn't fall out. I tried to reinforce the bottom so that it doesn't fall down, but no guarantees. I think we're ready to go. I think there's one in the chamber. Let's find out. Okay. Maybe not. There is now. A little low. A little low. I'm going to start shooting a little higher to the top of the target just to get it more centered. To the right, but we're hitting it every time. That's not bad. Not bad. Still hitting it. I'm happy with that. I think we're out. That wasn't too many, but we're just going to go with it. So I'm not sure if you can load 15 in here because I think I shot maybe 6 rounds during the, I don't know how easy it would be to put these BBs in here, or not these BBs, these paintball rounds in here without the actual tool, but we'll give it a try. Maybe I can get some in here for you. There's one. It's not as easy, but it is doable. Kind of have to use 2 hands. So we'll put a few extra in just because I want to, you can do it without the tool. So you just sort of pop it in with one and then roll it with the other. Okay, one more. So I don't know. Yeah, that's not so bad. So you don't need the tool. There it is. Okay. You don't need the tool. We're going to just unload this bad boy here. Kind of quickly. It's fun to shoot. Should be at least one more. Okay. Oh, still going. Okay, you can hear the difference. We're definitely out. Let's take a look. Yeah, I got I got these rubber balls all over the place. It's better than the paintballs. You know, I heard every single round hit this cardboard paper area. It's about an 11 or 8 by 11 and a half or whatever, 8.5 by 11 standard sheet of paper that I use for my targets. The backing is slightly wider, but I'm pretty sure most of them went on the paper. Even this guy caught the edge. Started out here. They were shooting here. Then I aimed here, and they kind of came down more into the center. I mean, most of them right there. This thing's probably shooting like 5 to 6 inch groupings with maybe the odd flyer. Because, you know, paintballs just do that. You don't get the crazy consistency. You're always going to get flyers, some weird shaped one or one that's got an edge on it or something like that, or a seam. You know, paintballs are not, you know, super uniform. At least most of them aren't. But anyways, it performed pretty good for a paintball gun, just using rubber bullets. A lot of times, you know, I'll be shooting this size target from the same range, and I'll be missing it with the with some of the rounds. So, you know, maybe a good 20% of the rounds missed the target. They all hit the target, no problem. I don't know exactly how many I shot. It was probably over 10 once I loaded another 4 or 5 rounds into it and finished it up. But it's a really cool gun. I like it. You know, 200 feet per second. I'm not sure if these rubber balls are heavier than paintballs or not. So it's not super high velocity, but they are hitting pretty hard. You can really hear it smacking the target. And when I didn't have the target supported, it knocked it right out of its little clip there. You know, which is telling me that it's got a little bit of punch to it. You're going to feel it. If you were an intruder and this came out and you were getting whacked with paintballs, or, you know, maybe some of those powdered, you know, those tear gas, not really tear gas, but the pepper balls, that would probably deter you pretty good. Now, if you had a 9mm or some sort of other weapon and you were the intruder, you know, it's not going to be a fair battle. So that's the risk you take when you pull something like this out. I don't, you know, condone it. But is it better than just letting somebody have their way with you, or whatever that way might be? You just never know. They might be, you know, wanting to do bad things to you anyways, no matter if you are nice to them or not and do everything they ask. You just don't know. So you're taking chances either way, right? All right. Check out the tabletop video. If you like this product, we do have other paintball products in our Replica Airgun store over at replicaairguns.ca and replicaairguns.us. I'll put links for this product in the description of the video. You can also get a whole bunch of other items there: air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and other accessories. So make sure to check out replicaairguns.ca for Canada, replicaairguns.us, and also come on down to the blog at replicaairguns.com, where I have articles, post reviews, and more additional information, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, take care.